Well, good morning, everyone. This is our second go-around as an ACT school, and we are doing a continuation of the project that we began last year. And we definitely feel like that it's a worthwhile and hopefully life-changing thing that we're embarking upon. Last year, when we sat down to examine and look at needs, we tried to think a little more out of the box, and we didn't do a lot of the standard, let's break down academic data and test scores and figure out how to jump test scores up. We started looking more at what do our students need to be successful someday, and how can we help our staff grow to be the best that they can be. So we decided to take a leadership focus with our whole ACT plan. And so last year we created a program where on Wednesdays we would operate a special schedule that would take about 10 minutes out of the different class periods to create a special period in the morning before lunch, that once a week we would meet with our students together to cover leadership topics. So that last year, and we based that off of I've been working for 10 years on a youth leadership project with a friend of mine that's a professor at Campbellsville now. But we had designed 12 steps that we thought were vital to leadership development for young people. And we took that work and decided to break that down. And we approached our site-based council about getting the idea of awarding credit throughout high school, a quarter of a credit each year, so that upon graduation, students would have 1 credit in leadership for completing these weekly things. And this would also include advisory, where you would do your ILP, and we also are going to incorporate clubs and those types of activities for kids once a month. So it was kind of a multi-purpose period that we created. The other half of that is we wanted to work on staff development focus. But last year, being in year one, 95% of our work was towards the young people and students grades 9 through 12. So I want to, for 9th grade, we had a special transition program. I want to turn this over to Mark, and he's going to describe what we did for 9th grade.
In the 9th grade, we were exposed to BAR several years ago here at Summit, and it is building assets and reducing risk. And what it allows is our high school freshmen incoming to get rid of all those barriers that might make an unsuccessful transition. So our freshmen, the quarter credit for your freshman year is going through our content that is internal and external, building the strengths of the kids that are already there, finding the risks that may set them back in a freshman setting, and they are capable of growing as freshmen and transitioning to sophomores with all of their credits. We focus on credit recovery. As of yesterday, our data shows that we only had a 13% failure rating of any student in our freshman class, and on a per credit basis, we only had 3.1% of our courses actually being failed by any students. And so we're on a 7-course day, and if we only have 3.1% of those in the freshman class being failed, we feel like that's a very big success. But it's our initiative of getting those students to be a sophomore. As they become sophomores, we want to not go into just a freshman group of students. We want them to go into a career path. So their sophomore, junior, and senior year, they're in a career-specific, it's fluid, it's changeable, but they're in a career-specific leadership group. I'll turn that over to our career and technical principal to where she can talk about how we do those groupings, but that does allow us to get the rest of our credit and leadership.
Okay, my name is Monica Daniel, and I'm the Career and Tech Principal at Johnson Central High School. And we have over 27 different career majors at Johnson Central. So we like to give our kids a lot of different opportunities to experience different things, to see maybe what they would like to do, or lots of times what they wouldn't like to do. We see many times that kids think they want to do one thing or the other, and then they want once they get into that, they do not like that. So that gives them the opportunity in high school before they actually go in and spend a ton of money at college. So what we do is we have a CTE counselor, and she goes over to our middle school and meets with the 8th graders and goes over all of our pathways, and then they determine what their electives are going to be. So they have 2 electives their freshman year. If they want to double major, for example, we have biomedical sciences and allied health. Then she starts them on the path to do that. So their freshman year, they go through the bar program that Mr. Shepherd was talking about. Then their sophomore, junior, and senior year, they either follow that path or they have the freedom to change those electives. What we do as far as our advisory and our leadership is we have broken those kids up into their career majors. So if they're an allied health major, then seniors go with a allied health teacher, juniors, and then we have the teachers that break those out to go with all those different career majors. So they travel as a group, and they can do things such as guest speakers. They can have leadership opportunities, different things like that. But their focus is to travel with their, their classmates that are in that same career major.
Instead of alphabetical pairing, we do it by career major so they can have common focus.
Okay, we're about out of time.
We'll talk about the ACEs first for the advisory.
So in advisory, so as they mentioned, we do leadership twice a month, advisory once a month, and club day the other Wednesday in the month. And I know you probably remember using Career Cruising as your ILP platform. Well, we're using ACE, an ACE program, and that's an excellent way for our kids to track their leadership experiences. I know Sarah probably has worked on amping her ACE account in her biomed classes. I know we just have a minute left, but I have to let them explain this awesome leadership experience that our kids got to have last night.
So the leadership that we got rolling last year really paid off last night. Our senior class, they came up with the idea of having a Meet the Candidates opportunity to fund their senior trip to Washington, D.C. So we had local politicians. Our students started reaching out a month and a half ago. We had 27 different candidates in attendance last night. Made a lot of money for their class, but it was a student driven. Mr. Crum said, "Welcome to Johnson Central. Here's the senior class president." Not another adult spoke the entire night. We ran. I mean, there was numerous high school students there working the kitchen, serving food, serving drinks, working janitorial services.
Would never have stepped out and taken a leadership role.
Very amazing, excellent opportunity, but the leadership, we're already reaping the rewards in just 1 year. So pretty impressive.
We didn't get to talk about it real fast, but just on the staff side of it, we did focus this summer a whole lot more on staff leadership, and we did 2 different things towards that. We did Leader in Me training with the whole staff this summer, which helped, and then we also did the DISC assessment, and that's something we also got a chance to do. Our ACT team did through KVAC last year, and it's a personality assessment so that staff members can learn what their strengths are and how best to work with other staff members. So we even took pictures of each group so that you would know, okay, these are my other Ds, these are the Is, the S's, and the C's. So that's worked out real well. We feel like it's bringing our staff together. So overall, it's been really awesome. Any questions?